Recently, we've seen some big regional differences in kalista builds. The West has stayed with the typical on-hit attack speed build, and the Eastern regions have started building lethality kalista. Let's take a look. So standard attack speed kalista we've seen for years. They build into Blade of the Ruined King first item, which is actually super good on this champion. This is because she doesn't build crit, so her autos won't be chunking enemies super hard, meaning they'll have more HP to shred from auto attacks. Yes, even the squishies. So Bork is definitely a good option for her. Ginsu's Rageblade second makes a lot of sense too. Keep in mind, the faster Kalista attacks, the faster she hops around, so this build does make her much more of a kiting monster. Third item is usually something like Terminus or Runan's Hurricane, which are both good options. Terminus increases on-hit damage and gives a bit of defense, while Runan's has been tried and true synergistically for years, being able to put spears in multiple enemies at once. So that's the basic attack speed build we've seen forever on Kalista. It focuses on hit damage and stacking attack speed, so her kiting is insane with her hopping around. Now only recently have we seen the lethality build emerge over in the East. I think Gumayusi on T1 especially helped popularize it. This build is all about burst, with Q doing a nice chunk and Rend doing a surprising amount of damage. The big downside though is that you attack so slowly you can barely kite with hopping. For rune setups, this build takes Hail of Blades instead of lethal tempo, again focusing on getting fast Rend stacks and unexpected bursts with your high AD ratios. Lethality Kalistas really just build your basic assassin items. Opportunity first, which does give some movement speed as well, so you hop around a bit faster. Things like Edge of Night, Serelda's Grudge, Yomu's Ghostblade, or Collector are also good options. There isn't much diversity in this build game to game, so you basically just stack lethality items. To reiterate though, this build focuses on Q chunks and burst damage with Rend stacks rather than attack speed and kiting with DPS. So, which build is better? Which of these builds should you do when playing Kalista? In conclusion, don't pick Kalista. This champion sucks. She's a full early game champion that will be irrelevant past 25 minutes compared to the enemy AD carry. If you want an early game ADC with strong lane phase and that scales well, just pick Draven. Otherwise, you're much better off just picking a standard marksman that scales well and is relevant past a certain time of the game. That is what the ADC role is supposed to do after all. Thanks for watching, see you next time.